Hi everyone, fellow junk journalers and the likes. Welcome along. Saturday afternoon again. I can't believe it. I don't know where the week's gone. This has been an auspicious week because I've had my second jab. And I can tell you that I felt no ill effects apart from my arm was really sore. It still is sore, to be honest. I only had it on Thursday, so it's not that long ago. But apart from that, I'm fine. I don't feel any flu-like symptoms or sick or nothing at all. I'm fine. Right, which is good because it's time to play. So, back to the nature journal today. To be honest, there's not much more I'm going to do to this because, I mean, there's still, quite a bit, but not that much because it's getting a bit chunky. And I do realise that at the end of it, you're going to be left with, well, I was just saying to Mr. F, I think probably enough to make another journal, to be honest. So, apart from the cover, but that's just a file folder. So let's have a look through, see where we're at. It's all looking really nice. Very nice. Yeah, I'm doing all right. And this was what we did last week, this waterfall. I wondered if any of you had had a go at it. I really quite like it, actually. Worked out rather better than I thought. So there we are, yeah. Nice little magnet keeping it shut. And then on the back of that, that's blank. Now I'm thinking about that because this is quite a thick element. So I don't really want to put anything on there, to be honest. Then book page, notelet, book page, which I might put something on, but I do love this frieze at the bottom and in the middle there. Green page, book page, gorgeous glassine bag, and then, this is what I was looking for, we've got a cream page, and it's the centre spread as it stands at the moment, although nothing's sewn in. Someone was asking in the group earlier in the week about whether to sew your pages in first and then decorate, or whether to decorate and then sew your pages in. I find it much easier to do the pages when they're loose, and that way then if you've got anything that doesn't balance out or two pages together that sort of don't go, you can swap and change them around, and I like the freedom to be able to do that. Also, if you're sewing around your pages, I mean, how are you going to sew that once it's sewn into your journal? It's just not, you just can't get that under the needle of a machine. So I find it easier to do my pages first and then audition them for the order that I want them in and then sew them in. But this is the page I'm interested in today, so we'll pop that away over there. So I'm thinking I'm going to do a floating pocket. That's what I'm thinking. It might change at any given moment, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. So in my kit, still left, I still have another piece of the cream paper that I haven't used yet. So I'm going to press it into action today. I must say, I like having a project box. This 12 by 12 box that I got from the range, I think it was $6.99. And I think I might go and get some more because I really like having everything to do with one project in one place. It's helpful. Right, that's a different cream. Oh, that's not much use. Let's get is that the cream? Yeah, I've got several creams. And they're all different creams, if you know what I mean. So if I was to make a floating pocket, I'm thinking that this is going to be the size of the tag that goes inside. And I want to make a pocket that's pretty much like a full sort of envelope. So I want that sticking out the top just a little bit. And I want, say, that much each side. Let's get rid of that background piece for the time being. So let's get some measurements on the go. This it's always helpful if you use the right side. This measures 3.5 inches. This the card that I want to use as the tag. So if that's 3.5, if I made my pocket 4, that would go in there quite nicely, I think, and still be glued and everything else. Yeah, so 4 inches by, this measures 6.5, and I want a little bit, but not much, sticking out the top. So would 1/2 inch be all right sticking out the top? Maybe 3/4, yeah. So it's 6.5 less 3/4 is 5 3/4. I'm on the ball. 5 3/4. I'm going to use, I've got all manner of trimming implements, and I'm back to using my quilting. What am I cutting out here? 5 3/4. I want it 5 3/4 tall. Can I get 2 5 3/4 out of a piece of A4? Don't think I can. But let's see. So that's 5 3/4 to there, and then I've got, oh yes, yes you can. Right, so what I'm going to do is fold this in half this way, and hope my maths is accurate. Right, so that's that. Let's just get the bone folder on the job. I'm hoping everyone is all right and you're managing to steer clear of this dreaded disease, and get, you know, that some of you are getting through having your second jab. So let's cut that off at 4 inches. That is spare, so I'll put that back in the project box. So let's just see if this is going to work, if my plan is going to work. So that's going to go into there. Yeah, I can't afford to be overly wide with my glue, but apart from that, yeah, it's going to fit in. So that's great. Now I know that. Is that? I could maybe get rid of a little bit of that. I want this to measure 5 3/4. Let's see what it does measure. Oh, it's only just a tiny little bit over. But I'll cut it off because that's what I said I was going to do. Right. So before I get entrenched, should we have a roll call, do you think?
We could do indeed.
Let's have a roll call then.
Terry.
Hi Terry.
Kyung.
Hi Kyung.
Ros.
Hi Ros.
Bernice.
Hello Bernice.
Kerry.
Hi Kerry.
Violet.
Hi Violet.
Janya.
Hello Janya.
Jen.
Hi Jen.
Mai.
Hi Mike.
Linda.
Hi Linda.
Gonnie.
Hi Gonnie.
Pat.
Hello Pat.
Flo.
Hi Flo.
Judith.
Hi Judith.
If I missed you, shout out.
Well, welcome on and all.
Candice.
Oh, Candice. Hi Candice. Thank you all very, very much for joining me. Kyung, I see you're on. You've been posting some wonderful stuff from this nature journal. Really, you know, go and have a look at Kyung's stuff. It's just really nice. Flo's trying to get the gardening done. A popsicle tastes so yummy after working in the garden, made with fresh berries and a dab of Greek yogurt. Oh, sounds delicious. Right, so what I want to do is I want to decorate the front of this, and I want to decorate my my card. Obviously, that's what I want to do. So I had a little go this morning with some watercolours. Well, I don't know what order this all happened in, actually. Kind of as I was looking through my box to see what I still had left in the project, I came across the last 2 die cut flowers that I've got, and these are they, and just so happens they've been left. I don't really know why, but I do really rather like them, and I think they'd look nice on the front of this. I don't really want to put them on the tag because they're dimensional and they'll get caught and it'll drive me crackers. So I quite like those. And I've also, this is it, this is the one remaining leaf that I've got. And it's kind of bent that way, so it would have to go like that sort of thing. But I've cheated. I've cheated. I knew I would eventually, and I have. I asked Mr. F if he would cut me out some more leaves on the hot shot thing, whatever you call it. And he did, and this is what he came back with. So, sorry guys if you don't have leaf dies. I cheated. I cheated. What else can I say? I've cheated. Oh my goodness me. So I've got these ones that sort of go that way, like that. You see, I thought I was going to be making a bigger project. It's only since I came on live I've decided to make this size project. And maybe that one, or maybe the little weenie one. Yeah, I think that looks quite nice, really. I think I'm going to go with that. Obviously, I'm going to have to colour these up, so you're going to have to bear with me a minute while I do that. So I've traded the one that I had left in my kit for this one, and then this one is a cheat. Okay, so sorry guys. Sorry about that. Right, let's get the glass mat out so I don't wreck everything around me. Oh yeah, something I want to do first before that. I've been trying this all morning, different ways of doing this. And I'm probably not going to use any of the ones that I've tried. Right, what I want to do before I... well no, let me watercolour these first. Come on. Get some blinking order to life. Right, so I'm just going to use... Somebody asked earlier in the week on the group about watercolours, cheap watercolours, which were decent, which weren't, and I recommended the Koh-i-Noor ones. I'm afraid I don't think I've got them to hand. I might have. No, I haven't. No, sorry, they sort of come like a daisy shape. And they're really inexpensive, and you think they're going to be rubbish, but actually they're really quite good. So I recommend those Koh-i-Noor ones. The other ones I would recommend are these Derwent sets, set 1 and set 2. I think they're maybe about 20-25 quid each, which I think takes you to the next level. They're not so inexpensive, but they are good. They're sort of watercolour inks, really, more than just paint. Right, so I just want some greens. So I like this green. I should have had these spritzed beforehand so they'd be all nice and juicy, but I didn't. So let's just plop this on here with no particular skill at all. The less skill you have, the better they look, I think. I really do. The more you try and perfect them, they, I don't know, don't look right. So there we are. That's the sort of lighter colour, I would say. Let's get a bit of kitchen towel. Oh, I've got my Timmy towel. Let's do a wash anyway. If you don't have a Timmy towel, I tell you, you're missing out. This is the oldest towel probably known to mankind. It used to be a kitchen towel. Mr. F got it when we first got a machine embroidery thing, and he embroidered on it F and J and some hearts around it. How cute is that? I don't know if you can see that, but it says F and J. And it was a kitchen towel for longer than it had a right to be. And then one day I wanted a floor cloth, so I cut it in half, which left this half. And this is my Timmy towel, so called in honour of the great Tim Holtz. And he always has a Timmy towel to mop up things, clear things, clean down surfaces. whatever, and I tell you, it's brilliant. This is so old, it's sort of hard. It's not that it hasn't had fabric conditioner, although it hasn't. It's just sort of hard, and it's very, what's the word? What's the word when it picks things up? It's very...
Sticky.
Absorbent. Absorbent is the word, not sticky. Although the amount of glue it's had on it, I'm surprised it isn't. But get yourself a Timmy towel. Honestly, it'll save you loads in baby wipes and stuff, and you'll be grateful. You'll be grateful I put you on the track. What's the green in here? Yeah, I'll use that green. So this is a sort of darker green. I'm just going to put it out onto there. I'm just going to put some of that through it. Various spots. Sort of nearer the stem, possibly. Yeah, like that. Lovely. And this one. I'm just going to splotch this on, then I'm going to come back with some water and kind of spread it out a bit. Because that is the joy of watercolour. Before it dries, you can move it around. So that's not highly coloured at all. When it dries, it'll be even lighter. But that's fine, that's kind of what I'm after. So make sure you rinse your brush out. And I am going to use a bit of cloth. So I don't want to get the Timmy towel too dirty, that's just wrong. So I'm just going to dry that up. Pop those away for the time being, although they may come out later. I've had all sorts out today. I've had my ink tents out, I've had my watercolour crayons out, I've had Posca pens out, which are acrylic pens. I've had everything, everything. I have tried everything to see which results I liked best. Actually, that leaf is the wrong colour now. Needs to be a bit brighter, doesn't it? So let's just, where's the one with the lime green in it? This one. Which brush was I using? I don't know. So sorry about that. Just done it the wrong colour.
Yeah, Jim wants to know what the lipstick watercolours are called.
Lipstick?
Jane Davenport, maybe?
Ah, Jane Davenport, yeah. Or gelatos. Faber-Castell gelatos. Yeah. They're very, very much, very similar indeed to the Tim Holtz Distress crayons, I would say. I had a full set of gelatos, and when we were having the last major tidy up in the back bedroom, I sold them. I can't believe I sold them. I don't know what came over me. But I had a complete full set of them and just put them up on eBay. Of course I've regretted it since, but you know. I have got some Tim Holtz Distress crayons, these ones.
Fancy Nancy's joined us.
Hi Fancy Nancy and Will. Hello Will, how you doing? Hope you're having a good day, the two of you. Yeah, these are the Distress crayons, and they screw up like, I don't know if that's what you mean in Jen, but they screw up from the bottom like that. And they're gorgeous things. They're really soft, and then you can blend them with your finger, and then if you put a stencil over them, I'll show you. I'll just show you. Why not? Let's get a bit of something. Here's a bit of card. That'll do. We'll do this while these are drying, eh? So yeah. You just put them on like that. A few colours to merge together. Let's put that on. These are not cheap, I can tell you. They're absolutely not cheap. But if you're into 3D, if you're into mixed media, that's what I'm trying to say, they are fabulous. So that's that. So let's just smudge that out a bit. Like all the distress range, you can add water, the water soluble. You know, you can watch one of the Tim Holtz videos on YouTube about the distress.
Jean says, sorry, she was thinking the watercolours, the Jane Davenport lipstick ones. She thought they were watercolours.
You're getting this now.
No, the watercolours, the Jane Davenport can use, or the oily, or what are they?
They're sort of, they're the same as these, really.
You can use water with them, or not?
I wouldn't. Well, I don't know. I'll give it a try. You don't know until you try, do you? I never have, but I'm guessing you could. Where's my brush? I'll just use my water brush, this brush. Let's just see. Yeah, they certainly react to water, as does this. You mix it all up. Certain surfaces work better than others. The ones that are quite clingy don't really work that well, but right, so we've got that. Just wash that off there. I'll just give it a quick dry. These work really nicely, I think, either as page backgrounds in what I'm going to show you now, or round the edge where you can just blend it in with your finger. I've done quite a lot of that on when I made masterboards and stuff and cut it up. Right, so that's kind of dry now. Let's have a look for a stencil somewhere. There must be one. I always have my rose stencil somewhere around. Oh well, I've got this one, that's even better. Right, so I'm putting that over there. This is what it looks like. I'm putting that over there. I'm getting a wet wipe. And I'm just going to wipe over there.
Lovely is spending lunch with us.
Hello, lovely. I haven't seen you for ages. So you wipe that as much or as little as you want, and then when you take your stencil off, underneath your stencil hasn't been touched, but where you've rubbed in the stencil, it's faded away. I could have done a bigger demonstration, I'm aware of that. But that's that anyway, so now you know that. So if you want to create a background, sort of washed out, but still with some features in, that's a really good way of doing it. So that's that, covered that. Put my stencil away. And the Jane Davenport ones, I think are pretty similar. I'm sorry guys, I'm going to have to try now. But I think they work in a pretty similar manner. They do feel slightly creamier, if I'm honest. I hate to say it, Timmy, but they do. Let's get some gaudy colours going together. Pink. These are very underutilised, I must say, in my house. Right, there we go. Let's see if I can mush this with, yeah, these mush much easier, much more readily than the Timmy ones. So there we go, that's that. And I really want to try and find my rose stencil, which I have every day, so it can't be far away. Must be on the desk. Oh no, here, look, this is it. This'll work. Just a one with leaves on it. You've seen me use it before. So I'm going to put that on it, get my wet wipe again, and just wipe back. Oh, this stencil. It's a bit movie. It's a bit of a movie stencil. This wasn't the best stencil to show this. Right, let's have a look then. Yeah, there you go. You can see that, I think. So the where are we there? The bits that you've rubbed with the wet wipe come off, and it leaves that background. And if you imagine you're doing that on part of a page or something to add to part of a page or a card or whatever, you get a really, really nice effect. And of course you choose the colours that you want to go. So there's that one.
You just tell Jen the wet wipe is wet.
The wet wipe is wet, yeah.
It's a wet wipe.
It's straight out the packet. Straight out the packet, yeah. And don't forget that once it picks up a load of colour, it's going to start depositing that. So keep turning your wet wipe over so as you always have a clean bit of wet wipe. So there we are. Actually, that one looks really quite nice, doesn't it? You can imagine that as a background to something. Quite like that. Right, in the bin you go. Fat lot of help. So yeah, we've established that the Jane Davenport ones are more creamy and they're more smooshy, but the Tim Holtz range are more the distress colours, you know, the colours we're all familiar with. Okay, right, where was I? We do take some funny turns, don't we, on this? Ooh, funny turn. Right, so let's have a look and see if my leaves are dry by now. Yeah, they are. So I think that I could get them like that. Maybe push them over just a bit. Yeah, that's quite nice. It's all right, isn't it? I think so. But what I plan to do is do something to the background first before I put them on. So what I want to do is, I've got this script stamp, which is a Stampers Anonymous. I can't read the signature, but it's a Stampers Anonymous illegible text stamp. And I've looked out some greens that I have. And I've got bundled sage, old paper, and crushed olive. Yeah, and I've tried them all out. I have been busy this morning. I haven't just been sitting around. That's the crushed olive, and I love it because I love that colour, but I don't think it's right for our project. The bundled sage is the darker one, and the old paper is the lighter. So I might use the bundled sage. Let's just use the bundled sage. Why has everything got to be such a drama? I don't know, but it does. So I'm just going to plonk this down on my pad and randomly put text on here. And I like it when it starts to run out. So that's pretty much texted up, I would say. Maybe a tad down the bottom. Yeah, I mean it's there, but it's kind of not there, and I like that. So beware if you intend to watercolour paint, actually paint. The distress inks are water-based, and they will reactivate if you get free and easy with your watercolours. Free and easy. I don't know why that amuses me, but it does. Right. So yeah, I think they look better on there now that they've got somewhat of a background to be going on to. So yeah, I'm going to stick them on. That's what I'm going to do. Question is with what? I haven't got any of my precision bottles out. I'll use this one. I think this is Aileen's tacky glue. Have a go with that. I haven't used it for a while, so I've no idea if it's going to come out or not. Come on, Aileen. Sounds like that hit from the 70s, doesn't it?
Yep.
Come on, Eileen. Dexy's Midnight Runners.
Indeed.
From Birmingham.
Not Alabama.
No, Birmingham, UK. So is anybody else that's watching doing the nature journal? I mean, you don't have to be doing it with a kit, I just mean doing a nature journal. Alright, so pop that on there. And the stems on these are so thin that you can actually kind of twist them a bit really to get them to go where you want them. So I'm going to get my Timmy towel. I'm just trying, if there's any loose glue around, it's so absorbent it will pick it up. I'm just supporting that stem because it could snap off. Okie dokie. And this one about there. I painted these. Any of you that have got these, that I think that I painted them all the same colour because they remind me of clover. I don't know if you have such a thing in the States, but it's a fairly prolific weed over here. It's in, you know, all the sides of the roads and stuff. And it reminded me of it, so I painted it in clover colours, just kind of purple and pink. Let's put that one there. Give it a good press down. Don't know if any of you have noticed, but there's a new Edith thingy on the go. Thingy, by thingy I mean project. That looks very dark, doesn't it? They look almost black, and yet they're not. They're sort of purpley colour. Right, let's stick this little fellow on. Should have left it on its side, shouldn't I? Can't imagine it's going to take loads of glue. It's just the one leaflet bit that you miss. Leaflet. It's bound to be the bit that wants to stick up. I'll leave that on its side. It's a better plan.
Carmen says hi.
Hiya, Carmen.
And Jen and Jan here are doing the nature kit.
Ah. Well done, you two. Are either of you going to have a dare to cut your Edith up to do the journal bum? I like saying that because it's got bum on the end. Journal album.
Violet says she saw the video and she's going to play too.
Oh, good. That journal of yours, Violet. Oh my goodness me.
There'll be another edition going out on Monday.
Yeah, part 2, I think it is. I had a really busy day yesterday. Mr. F went shopping. Because I don't know, we're just out of everything. The fridge was empty. I hate that feeling. So he went shopping, and whilst he was away, I recorded, I think, 4 videos. So I was a very busy girl yesterday. So I'm going to pop that down there. That's quite a nice little... That's quite nice, a nice little assemblage, I think you could say. Right, so I'm going to glue up the sides, and hopefully there'll still be room for the card to fit in. Well, if not, we can always whip a bit off it, can't we? Not beyond doing things like that. Yeah, I can see that this mini album journal thing is going to really eat through my Edith stuff. But, well, so be it. You know, you get it to use it, don't you?
Mike says, oh no, no snacks.
No snacks.
Empty fridge.
Empty fridge? There was no nothing. There was no meals, no nothing. We'd even run out of pop, and I mean, that's kind of like all we drink. So, dog food, everything. There was nothing. The cupboard was bare. So, right, let's stick that down.
We had some makings of an hot dog.
Did we? Oh, Bobby. Yeah, if it got that bad, yeah. I think that's all stuck down. I think that looks quite nice. Okie dokie. So, shall we move on to the... No, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you what arrived yesterday. It's all quite funny stuff, really, but just adorable. I'll leave that over there. Right, so this arrived. You might have to zoom it. Can you zoom in or not? No, maybe not. It's all right. I'll bring it up. Bring it up.
Darker if you zoom in.
So that says, The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady, Edith Holden. And you can see it's that Edith print, the red campion. And it is, in fact, a cake frill. It goes round your cake, round your birthday cake. But it just looks to me like bits that you could chop up that says Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. I mean, it's perfect, isn't it, to chop up. Furthermore, can I just say, I want the cake that this fits round. I know you make cakes, Flo, but this is ridiculous. Look at that. It's
39 inches.
It's gigantic. So yeah, I want that cake. Yeah, 39 inches. So there's loads on there to chop at, and I think those of you that have watched page 1 of the journal album, this is page 2, I think, and I was thinking that might look quite nice along there actually. So it just fits perfectly there, and it just sort of cheers it up somehow. I really like that. Don't know what you think, but I think it's nice.
I mean, 39 inches is quite a large cake for us, but it's probably just an American muffin size.
I want a muffin then. Right, so that's that. That's the cake frill. I also got, I don't know what to show you next, these. Right, these are paper plates. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I really have no idea. I haven't even opened them. Let's open them and see what they're like. We could take them in the car with us and have a party. A picnic, I mean. We could have a party picnic. So that's them. They're quite thick, but they're quite nice. If you cut them out, they'd make a really nice front piece for a journal. Yeah, okay. So that's those. I don't know how many there are. About 8, I'd say 8 or 10. So they're lovely.
Jen says save them for the Miss P posse retreat.
Ah, yeah. That would be brilliant, wouldn't it? Then there was these, which I'm sure you've all seen before. I had these ones before, and I haven't got any left because I sent all I had out to everybody that I knew would like them. So I didn't have any left, so I'm glad to have these. And they were £1.50, and there is 18 of them for £1.50. It's good, isn't it? Good price. So that's those. So they can go together with your posh plates and your cake with the frill around it. So you picture my picnic, can you? Then I got these. And I was going to hang these up today behind me, but ran out of time. This is bunting, and I know in America you call it something different. I'm sorry, I can't remember what you call it now. But it's these flags, look. And there are 4 in the set, and there's 12. Oh my goodness.
12 feet of it.
There's 12 feet of it, and there's 4 different ones. So there's that one, that one, that one, and that one. And I have not a clue what I'm going to do with them, not a clue, but I really like owning them. And these ones, which I think are possibly the easiest to place, these cellophane bags, and they measure 5 by 11.5 inches. You get 20 bags for $1.50, and this is what they're like. I just put some cream card in there because I wanted to see what it was like. But look at that. Does that not just say acetate window? I think that's just an acetate window, and it's on the back as well. So you got 20 of those with an image back and front. So yeah, watch this space. I really love that. It's so vibrant, but yet still really Edith. So yeah, that arrived yesterday, unbeknownst to me that it was coming. So thank you, Mr. F. That was really nice. Seeing as I've stopped, I'll have a drink. Not getting very much done today, are we really? It's more of a chat today than anything else. Mr. F, you haven't seen my throat lozenges, have you?
Jim says, oh, please let the next Etsy kit be an Edith Holden kit.
I think it's going to have to be, Jen, to be honest, joking apart, because I was showing you in one of the videos yesterday that I've also got these. Look at those playing cards. They are so delightful. Obviously there's 2 decks, and obviously each deck has got the same pattern on, and I can't believe, because I said to Mr. Oh, what a shame, they're all the same.
I think you might find they're different on the other side.
Yeah, they're different on the other side. But he said, of course they're all the same, you ninny. He said, if they were different, then sharks would think, oh yeah, that pattern is the 10 of spades, so she's got the 10 of spades, you know what I mean? So obviously they have to be the same. I hadn't thought that through. I don't think like a cheat. So that's one kit, and this kit here with the dog roses on, which is lovely, isn't it? So I don't think you need too many of those in a journal, but I think they'd look lovely in a journal, and I love the box as well. And also yesterday...
Mike says, LOL, Fiona. Jenny's going crazy. She's going to send the hitman over.
Also yesterday, while Mr. F was... Yeah, hang on. Well, that's it, but I want to open it, so... Whilst Mr. F was out shopping, he went round the charity shops, and he got me this. And believe it or not, this is the first nature notes I've ever had. And for those of you that haven't seen it, it's different. The images are different from the country diary. So I'll give you a quick flip through, just so as you don't get suitably jealous. I mean, look at that fox, it's beautiful. And a robin there. Tit on mistletoe. See if I can find my favourite. My favouriteest of the favourites. You'll know it when I come across it. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? These seem more watercolory, not quite so vivid, and I like that much more, to be honest. But look at these images, Jen, or anybody that's Edith minded, and I know a lot of you are. They're just rusty. They're just different. Really, really gorgeous. And I can't see, we don't have that poppy one in the Country Diary. We have a double spread poppy one. This is poppies and a bunny rabbit. So it's going to get chopped up, I imagine. Oh, that's gorgeous, isn't it? For the project that I'm doing at the moment. I don't know why she insists on putting a snake in. It's disgusting. Disgusting. That's nice, isn't it? So I'm sorry if you're not into Edith. See, look at that. Dog roses, but just on one page. Fabulous. So, what you need now, Jen, is a copy of this. Nature Notes. And look at that. Oh.
Maybe she's already got one, who's to know?
Yeah, very possibly.
She says she feels like she's in the front row of a rock concert, screaming Edith, Edith, Edith.
I bet Mike thinks it's hysterical. Oh, didn't know that.
We know she does that at Barry Manilow concerts.
She doesn't shout Edith though.
Well, she might do.
Well, she might do, yeah. But I bet Barry can't work it out. So yeah, there's some beautiful sheep. I love sheep. We've been down this route before, but I do love sheep. At the moment, the fields are full of lambs. Oh my goodness, I adore lambs. It's enough to make me think about becoming a vegetarian, but only think in passing. And cowslips, which I really love as well. Daffodils. They're just different. The pictures are different. Look at that April one. Divine. If you use just the month plates themselves, like March, April, you know what I mean, you'd end up with a fantastic little journal. Where's my... Oh, there's bleach on there. Didn't see that before. Where's the one that I really, really, really like?
Well, that's one problem.
Oh, I've obviously passed by it. It's a winter one. That much I can tell you. I won't dally much longer on this. That's it. There we go. Look at that image. The blue tits. It's obviously winter and somebody's put some coconut husks out to feed the birds. And the blue tits are there, look, balanced, pecking away. And these coal tits up here. One's got his head stuck right in there looking for his dinner. I absolutely adore that. And you know that, well, I think you know by now, that unless I've sort of got two copies of a book, I don't feel that I can cut into it at all. I have to look after it. So, as luck would have it, the postman came and brought me this. I'm not kidding you. This is the God's honest truth. I am not kidding you. Mr. F got this from the charity shop, and later that day, it wasn't the postman, it was, I don't know, one of the couriers brought this. So I now have. And actually, the one that came via the courier came with this. I'm so sorry, but it's true. That's what happened. I didn't know any of this was occurring until it arrived. So, how lucky am I? Right, where was I? I've been sidetracked by Edith. Could you get me a throat lozenge, please? Because I'm going to start coughing. I just know it. Oh yeah, that was the plan. I had this book, this butterfly book, and I fussy cut some butterflies out. There's some lovely fussy cuts in there. And I was intending to use them on here, but thank you. But I'm thinking they're going to be too big. Oh well, maybe not. Maybe not, you know. I think 2 might be a bit much. I just like the idea of them. Are the yellow ones any smaller? No, not so as you'd notice. Oh, that one might be. Yeah, he's a bit smaller. Yeah, I like the idea of the butterfly on there. Quite like it at the bottom, actually. This is all I cut out, so this is my choice. Oh, I don't know. I was going to make, this was going to be a much bigger project in my head. Much larger in size, I should say. Well, that certainly fits up there really rather nicely. I like that. Let's have a look and see what it looks like. It looks a bit overcrowded in the butterfly department. I think these are a little bit on the big side, but I'm going for them. I like them. So my choice is that, I would say, or that. Now, yellow and purple are complementary colours on the colour wheel, so that should go better with that. Have a look on the screen and see what I think. The screen's showing everything up very dark today. I'm going with that one. That was the one that I wanted all along, so... Oh no, I'm changing my mind. I'm going for that one. That's it. It's... Was that the one with the black tips? No, that one. Right, I'm going with that. Look at the fussy cutting. I've even cut out the antenna. What on earth is going on? Don't know. Long may it last. Sometimes I just get the urge to fussy cut. It's quite a pleasant thing to do actually when you've got, when you've got time. Fussy cutting in a hurry, that is not, no, that's no good. You just end up chopping bits off and leaving bits on that you should be cutting out. Right, there we are. Let's put him at a bit of a jaunty angle up there. Stick his antenna down. Right, there we are. Lovely. It's quite nice really. I mean, it's only taken 5 minutes. It's taken us about an hour to get here, you understand, but that's because we went a rather circuitous route.
Jen says she don't think she'll ever love fussy cutting.
Really? Oh, that's a shame. Shall I put that on the bottom? Does that look nice? I never ever put things in the middle. I don't know why, but let's try that in the middle. Actually, I quite like that. I mean, if it was straight. Quite like that. What do you think, Mr. F? Do you like that or not?
I quite like it because it looks a little bit like a bonsai tree planter.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
I know it's not a bonsai tree, but it does look like a bonsai tree planter.
Oh, no, I think it was just my colour. I've got too much stuff on my table again. I'm just going to ink around the edges of this because it's just a bit white.
Jenny's going for a coffee. Would you like a coffee?
I would love coffee, thank you. Very much so. Yes, I'm going to stick that on there. And then I think that front is pretty much... Whoops. I'm unscrewing my glue. Pretty much done. I'm kind of tempted to edge it with something. Even like faux stitching or something. I might do that. Right, so I'm just going to pop that there fairly straight. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's grand. Yeah, I'm going to do faux stitching. I don't know what's making me think it needs it or that I want to do it, but I do. So let's get the fine liners out. Let's see what colours we have. There's a little bit of paper I can try them on. A bit light. That one. Yeah, it's a possibility. A possibility. Blues, no. Reds, no. Yellow. Brown might be a possibility. Let's try this one. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Brown. It was always going to be brown, wasn't it really? Okay, so shall I leave the top with no faux stitching? Because that's where our tag's going to go. I'll see. I'll just make a start and see where we get to. You could always stitch this if you wanted to. And then you wouldn't need to put faux stitching on it. But my sewing machine's just here on the floor and there sure ain't room for it on the table. So, faux stitching it is. I quite like that. That's a relief. Sometimes you do things like this, it seems like a good idea in your head. I'm sure you all know what I mean. And you do it and you think, no, that was not a good idea. I don't know if you can find room to put it down. Thank you.
There's always room for a coffee cup.
Thank you, my love.
You're welcome, my sweet.
Well, you'll be glad to know that our new fire is now performing admirably. For the first, I don't know, fortnight or something we had it, we actually couldn't get any heat out of it, which is not, it's not what you want with a fire, really. It seemed to be burning loads and loads of coal and not putting any heat our way, which was quite annoying. But, I don't know, Mr. F's got the hang of it and it's now working really well. So I'm sure you're all relieved to hear that. That looks better. I'll bring it out and show you, and I think that looks much better. Yeah? Yeah. I like that. I'm not going to put it across the top because of the... Yeah, I knew this would happen. I've lost it. No, here it is. Let's just see if this fits in. Look at that. Never any doubt, was there? Never any doubt. Okay, so now we need to decorate this. I've used up all my my die cuts, but what I have, and I'm sorry I am deviating from the kit now, but I have them, so I'm going to use them, is my Tim Holtz Wildflower stamps, and now I've got no clue where I put them. I put them somewhere, and here they are. So I've got the large one of these and the small one because I purchased the new set, which is these ones. It's all the wildflowers but smaller, and these flowers and stems, I don't know that I'd ever really use them, but they're there, and it's called the mini bouquet, and I really like them. I think they're a far handier size than the big ones, but time will tell. So as I said, I don't really want to stick anything onto here like die cuts because this is quite tight in there and I don't want things catching on the pocket. So what I'm going to do is get my stamping platform out. I really quite like that actually. No sound.
No, I'm whistling for Jen. She's missed the whistling of the fire. So I thought I'd give her some faux whistling.
Faux whistling. That'll do. She's got it. She's got the hang of it. Right, so what I'm going to do then is use these. And I'm going to put one there. Oh, do I want to stamp on the back first, like I did the other one? Yeah, I think I probably do. I quite like that stamping business. Stamping malarkey. So, bundled sage, yeah, that's what I used. And this, so just want little bits. Run out. Yeah, I think that's fine. You don't want masses. Just enough to say you were there. Okay, right, now here we go with the stamping platform. Again, do you feel like you've been here already? Sorry. Right, so yeah, I'm going to have one there. I might have room for two actually, two of those, one there and one there. Be a bit symmetrical, but it'd be alright, I think. I haven't got any stamps of leaves, so we're out of luck in that department. Right, so what I'm going to do is use the bundled sage. Is this what I did? I can't remember now. Yeah, I think I used the bundled sage for the stems. So I'm just using the distress ink for that. And then for the flowers themselves, oh no, that's what I used, VersaFine. For the flowers themselves, I'm using this, and I'll tell you what it is in a minute. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's gorgeous. So this, Fancy Nancy bought me actually, and it's called Decoupage Pearlescent Pigment Ink in the colour, I don't know, it doesn't say what colour it is, but it's really rather nice, that colour. So let's, oh, what am I doing? Not concentrating, that's what I'm not doing. So let's just wipe that over a little bit, and that one, because I'm finished with it now for the day. And I want that one sort of there. It's all going to look a bit prescribed, but I'll just put it there so it's not exactly identical. So bundled sage down the stem. You can use any green that you fancy, of course, and then this just on the flower head. That's really pretty, I really like that. So let's just have a think about this for a minute, see if there's anything else we want to put on it. For the ones that I was doing this morning, I did this and I added some grasses to it, and I quite like that idea because I haven't got any leaves, so it's a bit sparse. So I could add some grasses. If the worst comes to the worst, it's just a bit of card, isn't it? So yeah, let's add some grasses. What the heck? Do you think my coffee's too hot to drink? I don't know. That's not a sensible question to ask you, is it really? Let's give it a go. Delicious, thank you. Right, I'm going to put some grasses on them of some description. Not many, 2 possibly. That's not the one I want. I must want the other set, I think. No, must have been the other one. Yeah, I think it's a mixture of these 2 colours, a sort of orange and yellow. So I have some water. Let's just get a brush. I laid out some brushes because I thought I probably would decide to do something. I don't know which one to use now. I'll use this one. No, I'll use that one. This is a Ranger one that came with something that I bought. I can't even remember what it was. But actually it's quite a nice little brush. So let's give them a spritz to start with. Get some water in there and just pick up a bit of this orange, which is quite orangey. Bit of yellow. I just want that sort of harvest yellow. Might need to add a bit of that, I think. Tone it down a bit. So don't be afraid to mix your paints till you get the colour that you want. You're far better off mixing your paints than using colours just straight out the palette. They look more natural. Yeah, I think that's not too bad, that. I think that'll do. And watercolours always lighten when they dry. Okay, so I've got a nice... Let's just try it on a piece of scrap. Got a lot of paint on that. Yeah, that brush is a bit fat. It's a bit fat. Let's find a thinner brush. Let's try this one. So pick up your paint, tap the end off. Yeah, I think that's better. I think that's better. This is a De Laroni number 4 round, Aquafine. The Aquafine ones have got the blue here. You can also get sable ones. I'm not good enough to use sable ones. They're a bit of a tricky thing to use. So I just use the Aquafine ones and they're much cheaper. And then I don't have to worry so much. So I'm going to make some grasses. So I'm going to just splodge like this. It's just making little dashes, just like that. Just down the other side. And 1 or 2 maybe in the middle. Just to make some grass like that. We'll put a stem on it when we're finished doing this. And this one I'll start further up, just so it's not symmetrical. So it is just dashes, that's all it is. Just a couple down the middle. Maybe a little bit longer than that. Like that. And that's fine, that's all we need. It's absolutely all that's needed. We do now, however, need to put a stem in. Now, if you're not confident with thin brushes, etc., use a fine liner. There's nothing wrong with using a fine liner, it'll be grand. I, however, have this to hand. Never mix your paint with a fine liner, you'll just wreck it. So that's a brown there. So I'm going to make my stem with brown because the flowers have got green stems, so this will stand out a bit more. Just going to add a little bit of that to that just to lighten it up a bit. So as I say, don't be afraid to mix your colours till you get the colour that you want. But I will say, if you're mixing something like a light and a dark green, you'll just put a tiny amount of the dark in because it's more powerful than the light colour. So, you know, just be careful what you're mixing into what. So for the fine liner, and you've seen me do this a million times before, put it into your paint, twist it around, and you can see how much paint it's sucking up there. Fine liner will pick up an enormous amount of paint. And then twist, twist, twist as you lift off, as you're lifting off like that, until you get to the point. And you'll have a lovely point, and the whole hairs there will be full of paint, which means you don't have to lift off for ages. So with a steady hand, which you all know I haven't got, just draw your line down. And same on this side, and I'm not going back for more paint because I've got plenty. Like that. There we go. So they aren't as dark as I'd like them to be. So I'm just going to add some more brown into that mix. I want to be able to see them after all. So same thing, load your brush up, rolling it around in the paint, and roll, 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 pulling it up as you go.
Kerry says she loves watching you watercolour.
Kerry.
Yeah.
Huh.
Flo and Jen say you make it look so easy.
Flo, you're very adept.
Jen says, yeah, I could see me messing that up. But she's going to try.
So you're just touching it down, and your hand isn't moving. This part of your hand is moving, not your hand. Move it like that on this part of your hand. And don't try and do it up in the air like this. It's very tricky that way. Always try and lean your hand on something if you can. So there we are, we've got that. We've added to it. I think these look a bit like they're in outer space. They're not attached to anything. So I'm just going to load my brush up again. These fine liners are alternatively known as riggers, and they're known as riggers from the people that used to paint sailboats that had all the rigging on them, and they wanted loads of fine lines without having to keep going and picking more paint up. So that's how riggers came to be born, I believe. So I'm just going to put the tiniest of little lines from each of these, I don't know, bits of grass, whatever they are, seeds I suppose, and to connect them to the stem. Like that, and it just looks a bit more believable. So I haven't picked any more paint up. You shouldn't be needing to load your brush up too often if you've loaded it up properly. So there we are, we've got some grasses and our lovely stamps. And I think it just softens the whole thing down really, it looks quite nice. So rinse your brush out. I don't think I really need to add anything more to that, to be honest. I'm just going to take a piece of kitchen towel and clean my paint out as I go, because when I opened them this morning they were still full of whatever it was I'd been using them for last. You need to go up with sink really and have a good wash, but that's fine.
Denise says she admits it's relaxing to watch but not to do it.
The thing is, do it on something that doesn't matter. I've had loads and loads of goes this morning at doing different variations of things, and it just doesn't matter. I was trying to find a way that was going to be easy for everybody to do it, and I really think that is easy. The other thing is, if you really don't want to touch watercolours, do it with a felt tip pen, because nobody's going to know. So what now? Well, shall I put faux stitching around that so it matches that? Yeah, I think so. I don't know where my faux stitching pen is. Here it is. But I quite like that faux stitching malarkey. I've finished with all the wet stuff now, so my glass mat can go away. This is a very bitty live. I'm really sorry, guys. Sorry about that. I'll leave the top because I'm unsure what I'm going to do with the top yet. So I'll just do my faux stitching around those three edges till I see what I'm thinking I'm going to do. Have you all been watching Julie at Camellia Crafts Designs doing her Alice in Wonderland journal? It's fantastic. I must admit, to be totally honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of Alice, the story and all that sort of stuff, but my goodness me, that journal, she's a joy to watch. That's what I commented beneath the last video. Absolute joy to watch. You know, you watch other junk journalers and near enough is good enough, and that I don't like that attitude. You know, don't do it if you're not going to do it properly. Unless, of course, you're a proper junk journaler, when your journal is a proper junk journal, that's a different thing. But the way Julie does it, it's very exact, very proper, and the results are blinking lovely. So we're nearly at the end of this. I've got to work out what I'm going to do with the top. I love that stamp. I love it so much. If I had a darker purple, I'd go back over it again, I think. And just... and you know, annoyingly enough, I have got a darker purple, a little archival ink somewhere. But I don't know where it is, so we've got what we've got.
Could have been in by hand, I suppose.
Yeah, good. So I'm just checking again what this looks like. It looks nice. Am I going to cut the corners off, do you think? And put some ribbon in? I don't know what I'm doing. Once again, I have no clue what I'm doing. So I'm going to look through my ribbon to see what I've got that I could make a tag out of. That didn't help. Yeah, I think I am going to just knock the corners off just a little bit. My drawer got stuck, but it didn't argue with me for too long. So whatever's the smallest one, that one there, that's the one I'm going to use, just to give it the identity of a tag. It'll be in these drawers behind me somewhere, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know where. Okay, so now I can faux stitch round that. I've gone faux stitching mad today. It's not something I do often, but I quite like it.
I would class most of my stitching as faux stitching, to be fair.
You're very good at stitching. I don't know why you're saying that. Right, there we go. So now I need to put something in the top, definitely. I might put a couple of holes and put a bow in, I think. So let's see where the holes would be. Get my pencil, because one there probably, and one there. I think that'll be fine. I've got this olive ribbon, which I think would look quite nice with that, so I'm going to go for that. Get my crocodile, hooray for crocodile, and some eyelets. Well, I've got green eyelets. I don't know whether to go for the green eyelets or not. I think it might all be a bit too much. So I'm going to go with one of the sort of metally ones. Back to the ordinary ones. That's a sort of browny colour one. Is that the same? Yeah, I believe it is.
Lovely's heading back to work.
Who is?
Lovely.
Oh, lovely. It was so nice of you to join us. I do miss you on the group. So if you want to contribute, it'd be great to hear from you. Right, let's put this in here. Is that where I want it to go? Yeah. So I've got my bar here along the bottom lined up to there. And that's where that one's going, and then I can do the same one. I know it's going to be the same distance in from the top. There we go. Push that along to there. So funny. It's a whole load of magnets attached to the side of my crocodile, and I made Mr. F order me some emergency magnets yesterday evening so as they would arrive today, because I didn't think I had any, and that's where they are. Oh well, I've got more magnets than I thought I had. Excellent. Because that Edith thing, blimey, that's eating magnets. I'll just scrunch that again, it's not scrunched properly. That's better. I like to hook it over that peg thing when it comes down, and I know it's in the right place. Have you got a whack, please? These are just not wanting to go flat on the back. Thank you, my love.
Now is a good time to cover your ears, people.
Shall we switch the microphone off?
No, make them jump.
Okay. Better. One more, sorry guys, one more. Lovely, yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Lorna's joined us.
Hello Lorna, just in time to get shaken awake. That is some piece of kit you've got. Absolutely amazing. I couldn't believe the stamp that you made with the lettering on and saying, you know, it was a failure. I mean, that anybody would be happy to buy that stamp, I'm telling you. It's anybody that does shabby chic, that sort of thing, I mean, fabulous. So what are you going to do? Are you going to be selling them? And will it be in your Etsy shop, or where can we buy them, please? So I'm going to use this olive green ribbon. And tie a bow on the front. That's too fat. The other side of my katana's got a nice bluntish tip on it, so that'll do. So how much ribbon do I need? I always cut off way more than I use. Let's cut it off there, and I'm quite sure that's loads more than I need. But you know, there's probably a way of tying the bow while it's still attached to the rest of the ribbon, but I don't know it. Right, so that's nice and flat on the back. Excellent. And I'm going to try the Julie method of bow tying, because ordinarily I'd tie these, then I'd tie the ribbon, but what she does is she just makes a loop like that and a loop like this, and then ties the loops together, and somehow it seems to work. Oh well, maybe not. No, that's not working. It does work, because I've tried it this week on something and it did work, but not today. So this is the way I would normally tie a bow. And as you all know, when the camera's rolling, I seem to be totally incapable of doing it. Well, that's a bag of rags. Maybe not too bad. That's not too bad. Done worse than that. Yeah, quite like that. Right, so I didn't have too much ribbon wasted either. Let's just cut that off at an angle, and this one, because it's starting to fray already. It's quite good quality ribbon, this, so it shouldn't be too frayfied. I'll just cut it off and again, for heaven's sake. There we go. Right, there we have it. our little tag that's going inside our little envelope that we've made. Ooh, or not. There we are. Looks quite nice really, doesn't it? So where's our journal again? Did I put it back now?
Lorna says she's taking pre-orders from special people.
Ah, special people.
And message her in Facebook if you'd like to be a special people person.
You mean I'm not already? That's...
Then she says, of course you're on the list, Miss P.
Oh. Oh, it's just about to get upset there. So where is this going again, did we say?
Many people have referred to you as special.
Yeah, they have. I had a sheet of card, didn't I? Yeah, this sheet of card, in fact, that went there. I didn't even need to take it out the journal. And this is a floating pocket that's just going to go on there. But I think I probably need to do something with this page. It's fair enough that it's for journaling, I'm happy with that. But I wouldn't mind melding it a bit more with this. And the way to do that, I think, probably is by using the stamp. Very sparsely, but some stamp on this page. Taken us a long time to get here today, hasn't it? Sorry, guys. It's been more chat and stuff than anything, really. But I like that. I like chatting with you. Right, I'm going to just get one of these boards because I don't want ink all over the place. Get my bundled siege, my stamp, I think that's sufficient. Just wanted a little bit. And I want a safety pin. No, I always call them that. It's not what I want at all. I want a paper clip. Oh, I've got some nice paper clips somewhere. I'll use them. Yeah, I love these, but I really love them because they're in a box. So I've got all sorts of different colours, but I'm probably going to go for gold, maybe. I've got green. But it's the wrong green. So no, I'm going to go for gold. I love them. Love things in boxes. Right, so that's going to go onto there. Like so. And it's a floating pocket that you can take off and put anywhere in your journal, or just generally take off. So, let's have a look what we've done. We've made a floating pocket. It's only taken us an hour and a half. Oh dear, but it looks nice. I think it looks nice. I hope you like it. I hope you think it looks nice too. And that then gives us all of this still to decorate, which is great. So let's pop that in the journal. Did anybody see what I did with the journal? Oh yeah, here it is. Let's see what it looks like when it's in there. Well, I think that looks very nice actually. What do you think, Mr. F?
I think it's really, really pretty.
It is pretty. I'm going to have to start veering away from the flowers now though, because it's turning into more of a floral journal than a nature journal. So, but that is the end of my die cuts. That I have no more. There were no more die cuts in the kit, and I know I cheated with the leaves. Well, I did have one leaf. I cheated with that one, but you know, hey ho. So that's it for today, guys. That is a floating pocket using stamps, die cuts, fussy cuts. What else did we use? Faux stitching, watercolour, yeah. And you can just take it off, get that out, and there you have it. Looks quite pretty. Oops, come back. That colour ink is just perfect. Just more look than guidance, I think. This is quite tight getting this in here, but I can't make a thumb hole because I'd have to chop off part of the butterfly, which I'm not prepared to do. So I should have thought about that really. Oh, just go in. Stop being silly. That's it. Right, there we go. So that's it. Thanks very much, guys. I shall be back with you tomorrow while we do some other exciting tomfoolery, no doubt. I've enjoyed your company today. Thanks so much for joining me. Behave yourselves, only a short while, just till tomorrow, and I'll see what I can dream up to do tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye everyone, take care, be safe, be happy, see you tomorrow, bye!
Bye.